A diplomatic hall built on silence. The Grand Convergence Hall of Astor Prime was designed to intimidate. It was larger than any human cathedral, carved from a single slab of star-forged crystal, its ceiling so high that clouds of artificial mist drifted beneath glowing constellations projected from ancient alien technology. Every sound echoed. Every movement felt watched. This was where wars were prevented, or declared. And today, every major spacefaring civilization had sent representatives. Humans were still considered newcomers. Dangerous ones maybe, but crude. Emotional. Unrefined. That was why I stood at the very edge of the hall, far from the central dais, wearing a standard diplomatic uniform that suddenly felt far too small for the moment. My name is Ethan Cole, former orbital engineer, accidental hero of the Kairos evacuation, and for reasons I still didn't fully understand, Earth's temporary cultural envoy. I wasn't supposed to speak today. I was there to observe. Across the hall stood Lady Zyravel, High Emissary of the Volari Ascendancy, a species renowned for logic, honor, and emotional restraint so absolute that many believed they were incapable of romantic attachment at all. She was stunning in an alien way. Tall and willowy, skin like molten silver with faint lavender hues, her luminous eyes arranged in an elegant arc across her face. Flowing crystalline garments hovered around her form, shifting color with her mood, or so the xenobiologists theorized. The Volari valued lineage above all else. Marriage among them was a political equation, not an emotional bond. Love, as humans understood it, was considered inefficient. Which is why what happened next shattered every assumption in the galaxy. The question no one expected. The convergence was proceeding smoothly. Trade corridors were discussed. Border disputes tabled. Cultural exchange proposals floated and politely dismantled. Then Lady Zyravel requested the floor again. That alone raised eyebrows. Volari rarely spoke more than necessary. Her voice carried through the hall, clear, resonant, perfectly controlled. I have reviewed the recent actions of the human representative species, she said. Specifically, the behavioral anomaly designated Ethan Cole. I felt my stomach drop. Thousands of eyes turned toward me. Whispers rippled through the chamber. Why was a minor human envoy being singled out by one of the most respected alien diplomats in existence? I request clarification, a reptilian lord hissed. On what grounds does the Volari emissary address an individual rather than a government? Zyravel inclined her head gracefully. Because, she replied, the matter I raise is not political. That was when my heart started pounding. She turned fully toward me. Her luminous eyes locked onto mine. And the entire hall went silent. Human Ethan Cole, she said, your species refers to bonding unions as marriage. My throat went dry. Yes, I managed. That's correct. She took a single step forward, her garments shimmering. I have studied your actions during the Kairos evacuation, she continued. You returned to a collapsing orbital habitat 7 times to rescue individuals you had no obligation to protect. Murmurs spread. I hadn't thought anyone beyond human command had noticed. You refused direct orders, she said calmly. Risked certain death. And when questioned, your recorded statement was, no one should die alone if I can help it. The hall felt unbearably hot. That was situational, I said weakly. No, she replied. It was philosophical. Her eyes softened just slightly. I have also studied your species' concept of partnership, she said. The idea that 2 individuals may choose each other not for genetic optimization or political advantage, but for mutual support. The shock in the hall was now palpable. And then she said the sentence that would be replayed across the galaxy for decades. I wish you were my husband, human. The hall erupted. Delegates shouted. Translators glitched. Security fields flared as multiple species reacted simultaneously, some in outrage, others in disbelief. A Volari elder rose to his feet, his voice trembling with fury. "Emissary, you breach protocol. Such a declaration." "I am aware," Cyravel said calmly. She never looked away from me. "I calculated the consequences," she continued. "Social upheaval, diplomatic instability, personal disgrace." Her gaze did not waver. "The probability of regret remains negligible." My brain felt like it had short-circuited. I started, then stopped, because I realized something. She wasn't joking. She wasn't performing politics. She was choosing. The aftermath of a single sentence. The session was suspended immediately. Emergency councils formed. Species-wide communication channels lit up with speculation and outrage. The Valari ascendancy had no precedent for this. A high emissary expressing personal desire, toward a human no less, was unthinkable. I was escorted into a secure chamber, hands shaking, mind racing. Minutes later, Cyravel joined me. No guards. No aides. Just her. "I apologize," she said. "Not for the sentiment, but for placing you under such scrutiny without consent." I laughed weakly. That might be the most polite emotional ambush in galactic history. She tilted her head, studying me. "You are overwhelmed." "Just a bit," I admitted. "Back home, this is not how proposals usually work." Her eyes brightened slightly. "Then you do not consider my statement offensive?" "Shocking," I said. "Terrifying. World-altering." I met her gaze. "But not offensive." She exhaled, an alien gesture I recognized as relief. "Among my people," she said quietly, "I am considered defective." That caught me off guard. "I experience curiosity beyond acceptable parameters," she explained. "I question tradition. I feel attachment." She placed a hand over her chest where faint light pulsed beneath her skin. "And after observing you, I recognized something my people lack." "What's that?" I asked. "Courage without calculation." She stepped closer. "I do not expect reciprocation," she said. "But I needed to speak truthfully. Once, before my roles silenced me again." That was when I understood the weight of her confession. This wasn't romance. This was rebellion. Ending what the galaxy learned from a wish. The days that followed changed interstellar relations forever. The Valari ascendancy did not collapse, but it fractured. Some called Cyravel a visionary. Others branded her a traitor to tradition. Humanity, suddenly, was no longer seen as emotionally unstable. We were seen as contagious. Our ideas spread. Choice, love, individual worth beyond function. I was asked, privately, officially, repeatedly, whether I returned her feelings. The truth? I cared about her deeply. But I also understood what my answer could ignite. So I gave her honesty instead of romance. When we met again on the observation deck overlooking Astra Prime's artificial sunrise, I said, "In my culture, marriage isn't just about admiration." "I know," she replied. "It's about choosing a future together," I continued. "And right now, the future you started needs you more than it needs me." She smiled, softly, sadly. "Then I am glad," she said, "that my wish was not foolish." She extended her hand. I took it. Not as husband and wife, but as equals, as friends, as two beings who proved that even in a hall built on silence, one honest sentence could shake the stars. And across the galaxy, countless beings would later say, that was the day emotions stopped being a human weakness and became a universal language.